Hi, I'm David Weegenaar. This is the 21st of December 2017. I would like to introduce to you, if you don't know this variation in the French for black, I'd like to introduce it to you. It's E4, of course, E6, D4, D5, Knight C3, Knight F6, Bishop G5, and now white could be met with moves like Bishop E7, quite okay for black, DE4, quite okay for black too, the exchange sort of a variation, or this move. This is the MacCutcheon French, as it's known. It's double-edged. It's preferred not to play it in over the board play unless you know it well. I kind of disagree with that because they say it's best for correspondence postal games, which are probably died out or dying out by now because one, people got their computers so they can, they're allowed to look at or find theory and all that sort of thing, so it's probably demolished correspondence chess. I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not very well versed in that matter. But anyway, here we go. So black's usually meeting E5 here, which looks like black's going to lose a piece because what are they going to do about this knight? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? This move is the next move for black. The main line I'm giving you mainly only Bishop D2, and now white misses this knight on C3. If pawn takes knight now, then black would first play Bishop D2 check, and then queen takes pawn, being a piece up. So white catches actually with the B pawn instead of the bishop, because after Bishop C3, from my understanding, Knight E4 and black is fine. Now we have the next move for black, which is Knight E4, and Queen G4 is the main line. G6 is best here, not Knight D2, as Queen G7 is advantage white because white wins at least a pawn. So G6, not King F8, because this is not so suitable for black. G6 is the main line. Bishop D3. Now I come to the variation that I found in Chess Informator of about 1981 or 82 without looking at the publication, but this is probably the most analysed, other than my F5 French line for move 3 or 4 for black. This is probably the most analysed position I've ever done in chess way back then in the 80s, 1980s. So now we have, after Bishop D3, usual here now is Knight D2, but in that magazine I found this move, which is not my move of course, but I found it in there. Bishop E4, looks like white's going to win a pawn here. I'm almost going to say lose, because they're probably going to lose after taking all this, because it's quite, look at this bishop now. This is black's bad bishop in the French, very very bad, and the white, the black squared bishop of black has departed for greener pastures. So look at this bishop now, look, it's probably worth a pawn at least. So anyway, then we have the only move for white here is Queen G4. Now when I was going to do this before, I've already done an outtake from this, by the way, because it's 17 minutes long, and I'm not comfortable with it being 17 minutes long. I like to keep it within the 5 to 10 minute bracket, unless it's quizzes like I did yesterday, which is really really fun for you to do, and also serious questions too. There are some ones that I don't think anyone can get 90 out of 90 questions right unless they've already listened to the answers, etc., or check them out on the net. So anyway, and there's some things that aren't even on the net, like what coffee do I like. So here we got this line. I thought was the next move for black, but I had forgotten it's this move, and this is my own home variation after the bishop d7 and bishop c6 of white winning a pawn. Queen h3 or g3. Now if g3, queen g3, then we just play h4, and notice that the queen can't just go to g5 offering a swap, because we just take, and bishop g2 win a rook. And if the bishop comes to f6, we just move the rook away. We don't swap for equal where we'd lose. So if queen g3 here after h5, then h4, and it's just another menacing pawn in white's camp. So best here is this move is next, and this now threatens just simply the basics, queen g2, winning a rook. So white plays either knight f3 or f3. If queen f3, then white can be met with moves like this. And obviously the queen has to defend this pawn still, can't go anywhere else, like here, or can go here or here. And so if that happens, then bishop here, and all of a sudden white's going to lose their pawn back, because they have to play queen here. They might want a castle, but I don't really like the game for white whatsoever after queen a2. See? So this is really cool for black, but you have to arrange it in such a way that you entice white into playing down this line. So after queen f3, we could play queen c4, or we could just play something else, doesn't matter, but I would probably play queen c4. Now, so we have to go back here, queen h3, and now f3. What about that move? New variation. We could just play this, or straight away, and that would sort of like mean the king would want to defend this pawn, because nothing else can defend it other than the rook. And if the rook departs from the protection of a2, you get what I'm saying. So if the king goes here, then you've got this move. Okay, and notice just obviously knight e2 is a possibility here, but then white could be met with queen here, and then rook here is possible, and not now here thinking, oh, I can threaten checkmate with queen e2, because we're going to have our queen chopped on d3. So anyway, that's quite a good wee system for black players in the French to play. Okay, thank you very much. This was a longer session, as I've said, but, and I just want to say here that after queen d5, let's just say knight f3, then white could be met with just queen check, and if bishop e3, queen takes pawn, and it's quite cool for black. It might not be won, but it's quite cool. I quite enjoy it. And also this knight can go here to here to here, and so it's quite a nice wee system. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that wee epilogue. No, I know it's not the right word, because I'm talking about the end. So here we go. That's the end of my channel today for the 21st of December, or 22nd, whatever you want to call it, December 2017.